All right, now we have placed our logo. The next thing is to go ahead and make the actual animation. The thing about this template is that you are going to make the animation. So don't be scared. It's very much easier than you think. So once you open up this composition, step 2, there is one layer called controls, and select it and go to the effects controls panel. If you can't find it, it's right here on the Windows menu here. And there are some controls right here: logo position, animation, and water surface position, turn off guide, and logo scale and position, and everything we are going to talk about. The first things first, you have to select this layer called controls and press U on your keyboard. If you don't see it, you should see it when you open it, but if you don't see it, just press U on your keyboard and you'll be able to see it. There are two keyframes. These two keyframes, the logo position animation. As the name implies, there is an animation right here. That's why there are two keyframes. This is where the logo starts. Now let me explain. You know, this animation is the logo is emerging from the water. Now this is the water level. This is the water surface level, and this is where your logo is, under the water. Now it's going to come up like this. All right, that's what's going to happen, and you have to place, because every logo is different. I don't know what kind of a logo a client is going to place here, because it can be a horizontally distributed logo like this one, or it can be a vertically distributed logo too. So let me actually do that. Let me take a second and convert this to a vertically distributed logo. Let me actually pause the video. All right, what I did is I did some work and converted the same logo to a vertically distributed one. Your logo can be something like this, or something like this, or something totally different. Whatever it is, this animation has to be changed. Now look at this. If I do this, now if this is your logo, and if I go to the step 2, basic movement, and you have to be I'll come to the very first frame right here, frame 0 right here, and then I could change the change this value. So because you have to start as closer as to the surface. That's how. So if I advance, look here, when I advance by pressing the page down button, if I advance the time slider frame by frame, this is how the logo is going to emerge out of water. Now this means by frame 4, this part has emerged out of water. If you place it down here, if you come to the frame 0, and if you move it down, right now this is a starting point, and it's going to move up here. Now here, you can hold down your shift key and drag this time slider onto this marker called animation and reflection. /reflection means when you're on this marker, you can actually see the final placement of your logo and the final reflections that you see in the actual final video. So you can set everything here. We are going to do all that in the next few minutes. So while holding down shift key, drag your time slider onto this marker called animation reflection. So you should be on this marker right now, because that's where the keyframe is. If you're here and change your logo like that, change the positioning of your logo, this is what would happen. It would animate here and then come back, because there are 2 keyframes right now. So that can't happen. You have to be on the first keyframe right here, zeroth frame, when you set the starting position, and on this marker, while holding down Shift key, drag this time slider onto this marker, and you should be on this marker when you change the final position right now. Because if you leave it like this, this part of the logo is still going to be submerged underwater. It's going to be underwater. So you can do that. You have to move it up the water a little bit, like that. Don't do too much. So now in this case, you moved it up, but the problem here is that it's not centered. The logo, this is the center point. If you can't see it, you can turn on the guides. This is the center point. It's a bit to the top. So you have to fix that. To fix that, when you move it down, if you move it down, so you place it in the dead center, don't place it in the dead center because there is a huge reflection right here, so visually it's not balanced. So you just have to place it a little bit upwards, but not this much. I always 540 is dead center. That's the magic value right here. The 540 value 540 is, if you type it right here, the logo will be in dead center. Don't place it there because there's a huge reflection right here, and it's going to drag some attention of the viewer, and it plays a vital role in the final look of the video as well. So it's not visually balanced because this area is empty and there's a huge reflection here. So you have to move it up a little bit, like that. Now we can say this no part of the logo is right now submerged underwater. It's not underwater because this is the water surface level. This red line is the water surface level. But if your logo is a vertical one, like this one, it's different. You have to move it up even more, like that. All right. Now in this case, it's not it's not centered. It's too much. It's moved moved upwards a bit too much. So what you can do, you can obviously move it down. When you move it down, the problem is now it's submerged. This part is completely underwater. So what you can do, select the controls layer and the effects controls panel. You can move the water surface level down, like so. All right. As you can see, the reflection also moves down. Right, something like that. You can keep the water surface level just below this this ending point of the logo. So you can move it down. The reflection moves down as well. So reflection seems cut off here a bit. Don't worry about this. This is just a preset. This is not what you see. This is almost like what you see in the final video, but this is not the final one. So don't worry about those. The reflection seems like overlapping with this one. Don't worry about this. Just move the water surface level below the last bit of the logo. So when you do that, now our logo is placed here. The ending position, the positioning of the logo is fine for now. Now because you've changed the water surface level, right now it starts from here because we didn't change this keyframe, so you have to move it down again, like so. You have to be on the starting keyframe, the frame 0. You have to be on there when you change these values. Don't if you be careless and do this instead, what happens is that we were here. If we, instead of being on the first keyframe, if we come here and do this is what would happen. It will start from here because that's the keyframe value. This is your new keyframe. It moves down and moves up. That's what would happen. So be very careful and to be on either on this marker or in the frame 0 when you change anything about these values, logo position animation. So yeah, we're going to set the starting point right here, just below the water surface level, and don't go way down because it'll create an unnecessary delay. So that means it starts to emerge out from the water at frame 14. That's a huge delay. So don't do that. Keep it just below the water surface level like this. Now it seems fine. It moves up. Our reflection seems fine, and you can turn off the grid and look at it a little bit. Yeah, now logo scale and position. Now if you placed your logo in the dead center, when you're customizing the step 1, place your logo, the step 1, you remember the one we did in the last video. If you place your logo in the dead center of this composition, then you don't have to worry about the positioning of the logo here anymore. You can always position it here and there, but most likely 99% of the time you won't be using this control, but it's there if you need it. But this one, you might want to scale up or down the logo a little bit. If you want to do that, let's do 55. If you think it should be a little bit big, then you can do 65 as well. Now this is too big. A lot of my customers do this mistake of placing the logo really big in the screen, like 80, like this one. All right, you can do this. You can still customize it and reveal the logo like this way, but the thing about motion graphics is that you don't want to any brand animation is that you don't want to punch the viewer's face with your brand, right? You want to reveal it, and oh my God, what's that? You want to reveal it. Sorry about the noise. You want to reveal your logo. You want to present your brand in a very elegant way. You don't want to bombard your viewer with your logo. So don't do that. Don't place it too big in the viewport. Just keep it like that. So it has a nice surrounding, and you are presenting it, and it's very peaceful and sleek. So do that when you present your logo. Now you have changed your scale. Now there's another problem here. Now the reflection, the water surface levels that we created doesn't work anymore because we have scaled the logo. So even the starting position right now is changed because now the logo has scaled up, which means the starting position doesn't work anymore. So let's keep it down. So it's, changing this these controls, setting this positioning of the logo is really a process of going back and forth. You can scale it up. Now you have scaled it up. You can maybe move down the reflection, reflection down a little bit. All right, the water surface position. Let's move it down just below the GraphicRiver.net text. Now once we did that, once again our starting position is changed. Now let's move it down even more. Now it's done. So this process will take some time, and in my opinion, still it's a bit too big. Actually, it's too big. Let's go to 60. That's what I did last time. I'm doing this several times because so you can see and learn from it. I'm gonna move it down like so. Now that's it. Now this seems fine. In my opinion, the logo is still too big, but yeah, let's leave it like that. But this one we customized for a vertical logo. Right now, if it is a horizontally distributed like this one, the settings we set right here may not work. All right, now it's starting way to below the surface level, which means it will be delayed. It will be merged at the frame around frame 14. So that's a big delay. So if the idea is that every logo is different. So you have to place your logo according to your logo. Come here and set your positioning and scale. For example, for this logo, this horizontally distributed logo, this scale, the 60, is way too big. It should be like 50 or 45, in my opinion. So don't do that mistake of placing the logo really big in the screen. Anybody who watched your video would not like that, would not take the brand as you think, because they will be offended with your brand. That's what would happen. So with that said, that's how you can customize the step 2. It's a back and forth process, and be very careful. Watch this video maybe a couple of times, and very carefully do this, and make sure you don't place any keyframes between these two keyframes. You have to maintain that, and you have to be very careful about that. And once you have done everything, once you think you have done everything, make sure to go to the frame 0 right here, and make sure that the logo is starting right below the frame surface level, like this one, and at the end of the video, everything is above this red line, which is the water surface level. And yeah, you need to check that. You need to really check that, and that's how you can customize the step 2 of the customization process. And the next one, and this is the actually the most complex one, and these two are simpler than this. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.